This is Dr. Suzanne Bechtel, and I am going to finish the Succeeding as a Paralegal, Essential Skills and Strategies. This will be part 2 of a 2-part lecture series. Tracking billable hours and timesheet practices. This is super duper important. We got to keep accurate records. It's illegal to overcharge clients, so be sure that you're keeping them contemporaneously. And I often explain what that word means to students who are new to, some of the legal vocabulary. It's not really a legal jargon, but contemporaneously means at the same time. Do not try to finish your day and say, I'm going to write down my time entries now. You won't remember. You will not remember it. Sorry about that noise. In some types of practices, there will be expectations of the paralegals and legal assistants in terms of their billable hours and how many they need to meet per year. It's part of how you show your, in that kind of environment, it's a way of demonstrating your value if you're keeping up with the timekeeping expectations. So one thing I will tell you, I did when I worked, it was a trend of all of the paralegals in the firm that I worked for years ago. One of the first real paralegal jobs I had, and we learned to take our annual hours and divide it by 11 instead of 12, meaning 11 months instead of 12 months, so that each month we were striving to meet that 11-month number instead of the 12-month number, because we get vacations, we have sick days. Trust me, there are times when the billable work isn't coming because a lot of work that's not billable is being done. You might have some other duties at your firm that are more administrative. Of course, you're not going to be billing a client for administrative work. So just understand that, keep that target, divide it by 11 if you have an annual amount, and just try to go a little over like that each month so that when you do have times that are slim for whatever reason, you have a backup. Record the actual time you work. Don't make up time. Don't make it up. Don't make it up. Be accurate. How many minutes was it? You might end up, of course, with some things that are billable that it took you less than a tenth of an hour. Okay. You can't, you gotta, that's the lowest we usually typically bill our time in. The lowest amount of time. Track your budgeted and actual hours like I was just talking about. To stay on target. Divide by 11. Honesty and ethical billing. Okay, keep your timesheet accessible. Many firm, this is not, we're not sitting there with timesheets so much anymore. Today, this has all become more electronic, keeping time records on a time and billing system, a client management system, instead of this old-fashioned habit of here's your sheet of paper or your sheet of tickets, we call them, time slips. I still have an old set that I saved to show students because they were old. Well, it was fun. Anyway, I may not still have those, but anyway, keep it accessible and available to you, or have your computer or device that you use to enter time electronically available. Do it throughout the day. This goes the same with the contemporaneous timekeeping point that I just made. And record your actual work time. Be honest and ethical. Never bill clients for time not worked or administrative tasks. Don't ever bill for administrative tasks. Work hard, okay? Well, how does the statement go? Work smart, not hard. I think that would be a better title for this slide. Work smarter, not harder. Hard work has high value in the American system. No matter where you are, it earns respect. It gets you recognition. Coasting can make others resent you and get your boss to fire you. Handle overtime positively. In some types of practice, overtime will happen. Be professional when asked to do that, and even if there's no compensation for overtime for paralegals, in most cases, there's we'll get to that in our class, but usually salaried employees don't have overtime. That's not really the answer. It's a quick answer. There's more to it than that. Work efficiently. Use your technology and work efficiently. Keep yourself updated and upgraded on your tech use. Explore new ideas. Be open and willing to look at areas of tech that will help you. Meet your expectations. Complete the tasks. And always deliver the quality work. And give the team your full weight. Self-management and personal development. Self-management is a few things, but we will work with being a self-starter first and a problem solver. I'll tell you a story about problem solver. When I was just finishing my paralegal degree way back in the day, 1980, I think I finished in 1983 or 84. And I remember my father was dating a woman, and her ex was a attorney. But anyway, she had recommended that I do this occupational interview with an attorney. I'm like, what is an occupational interview? And she said, well, you go and ask someone in the profession questions about the job, about the expectations, and that sort of thing. Without a job interview, it's just exploration. And so I did, and I went actually to her ex-husband. He lived in Evergreen, Colorado, and I asked him a question that I will never forget, and I love to tell my students this answer. I said, of all the skills a paralegal needs, what skill is the most important to you? And without blinking an eye, without a second's response, he said, problem solving. Be ready to solve, be a problem solver, show that you will take initiative on those problem solvings, create problem solving, be creative in your problem solving. This is not exactly what he said, but he said point, no doubt about it, problem solving. And so that just kind of leads me into those 3 points on this slide: taking initiative, being creative, which means being flexible and open-minded, suggest ideas that are well researched, and take into account the entire organization. Be collaborative in your planning of projects. As you know, group projects can have their frustrations, but they can also have some very good benefits if we're careful how we navigate group work. All right, proactive problem solving, anticipating needs and embracing flexibility. Proactive problem solving means identifying the unfulfilled needs, completing tasks without being asked to add value or show initiative. Volunteer for responsibility. Ask for new assignments, especially those that will grow you in your skills and show you are capable of projects with a significant responsibility involved. But again, be flexible and open-minded. This positive attitude, making you adaptable, open-minded to changing business needs. And risk awareness and planning, be looking ahead. Where do I need to manage any types of risks for the firm as an office administrator or for a paralegal? Doesn't matter what role you're in. Watch for problems that might exist. You get better at that predictive power with more time in the position. But as you gain more time, you will predict better what risks might be apparent and how to plan around them, to avoid them, and also plan around them for success. Okay, and this one's a big one. Everybody has to manage your stress and have work-life balance. You got to balance your work and your family. It's got to be a healthy balance. This will ensure your well-being and your happiness at work and home. Get your relaxation. Do some hobbies. And adopt a healthy lifestyle. And I'm going to tell you what I did when I found myself in a crucible. I'm going to call it what it is. It was a crucible, and it was at work. I didn't know what to do. I was so overwhelmed with emotion from this situation, and I hadn't done anything. I was just a bizarre situation. And so what I did was somehow just started taking up meditation. I said, something's got to walk me through what I'm feeling. So I will tell you that a very healthy lifestyle ensues from daily meditation. Some folks would prefer to call it daily prayer, and you can pray contemplatively and have all the same benefits as a secular non-prayer-like meditation. So get online, find some places where you can get some meditation, just taking little breaks. It really makes a difference. Take vacations. I worked for a man once, and he even said, if you take a vacation, go out of town, get away. I have to say that was a good advice. So to wrap this up, your work needs to be quality. You have to have assignment management, be effective at that, be very strong in your communication, be clear, be professional, and ongoing self-improvement, both personal self-improvement and professional legal self-improvement. That way you can have a lasting career. And last slide is a reference to the book that I took these ideas from, Cynthia Train-Adonis, 2015, Practical Law Office Management, Cengage. She has a newer volume, 2024, I think, edition, so it's a little more up to date. But these points are quite valid still today, 10 years after the book was published. Thank you.